You know the drill. It's me, it's your boy Errol, live here with the Redmen lads. Liverpool 3-0 winners against Bournemouth this afternoon at Anfield. It's time to find out who was boss, who was sound, and who was your messing. Let's rank them. You help me rank them. I'll put them on the board. We'll do this as a team. Let's go. Let's start with lad in sticks. Brought in because Alisson Becker has picked up a slight knock. Not a major concern in Slot's estimations in relation to his hamstring, but he is struggling with a little bit of discomfort on it, so he thought best to leave him out. Potentially not a bad time for him to come in as well if he's going to play midweek. Maybe getting 2 games on the spin just helps him when it comes to a competitive knockout game against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. But what are your thoughts about Kelleher today? Was he boss, was he sound, or is he messing? I'll put him there to begin with, not because I think you're messing, because I want to read some of the comments to just see what he's getting. A couple of the lads there say he was boss. A couple of lads there saying that he was boss, played every minute. Ashley Jewell says he was boss. Kelleher was boss. So boss that I can't even begin to explain it. Yeah, for me, Keith Kelleher today was phenomenal. There was a couple of moments where I think some of his kicking and his distribution, and again, I probably ruled that down to the fact that this is his first game. There was always going to be a little bit of rust since playing in pre-season. It's been a couple of weeks now since those August games. But when it comes to the shot stopping, I don't think there's anything you can do about the VAR offside goal, bear in mind. But when it comes to the shot stopping, I thought he was absolutely incredible today. There were some really big stops, great saves, and potentially match-winning saves as well, because I can think of at least 3 that would have made the game 3-3 if he gets beat at any of those moments. And he stood up tall, he was strong, and the reaction one at the end, I think, that'll be on his highlight reel for the rest of his career. Now, when people are making those mock-ups, when people are saying, how much is he worth, and let's go buy him, and you'll be clipping up highlights from your new sign, and potentially that will definitely be on there as one of those key standout moments. And I thought it was a brilliant display from him in goal today. So yeah, absolutely boss. Nathan Tarr says boss. Between boss and sound, boss. Nexus thought it was boss. Hierne's a boss. Oh, Regina Frank says boss and potential man of the match. Respect. Gotta respect it. Gotta love it. Kelleher, my friend, brother, you were boss today. Unbelievable. And again, being able to be that calm and presence when Alisson Becker's not there, to keep the clean sheet, to make the big saves that he made, I think it's a lot of credit. And I think we've got to give a lot of props to players when they come in out of the cold and step up for the team. Another one, it's very different for the goalkeepers. It's not really an opportunity you can grab with both hands. We all know when Alisson Becker's fit, he's going to be the number 1. But when you come in and you deputise for him, the standard has still got to be so high. The pressure is so high as a Liverpool goalkeeper, but he never looks intimidated. He never looks overawed by the opportunity. And again, it was brilliant. If we move on to that back line, I'll start with Robbo. Left back. Don't think they do too well in the opening exchanges, just because of the way that we get caught on the break a couple of times, and they get in behind. It starts to build up from that left hand side. There's a little bit of miscommunication between Van Dijk and him, who stays, who goes, all the rest of it. But once we get past that 10-minute mark, 15-minute mark, to me there was something in Robbo's game today that just gave me 18, 19, 19, 20 vibes. It was quite classic. He kind of rolled back the years, Robbo, really. I don't know if that's because he's had a week off completely and he just feels refreshed as a result, and he's fresh, able to go again. But I thought Robbo was brilliant today. I didn't think he did much wrong, if I'm being honest with you, in a 3-0 performance when you keep a clean sheet as part of your back line. I know he's not there getting any sort of assist, but I think the connection between him and Díaz is improved greatly over the course of this season already. Very, very impressed with him. I don't think there was much wrong. I think rolling back the years like that, for me, that's boss from Robbo, because we don't see enough of, I'm not saying that we don't see enough, but I want to see more of those performances. I want that to be his level. I want that to be the baseline. I want him to be able to still put in those performances that I've become so accustomed to. He has moments where he not necessarily goes missing in games, but I think it's just now it's getting to his legs or his decision making, and again, just a little bit complacent and a bit casual at times. But there was none of that in his game today, and I thought he was exceptional. I'm gonna make the call on this one. People are saying high sound. People are saying if we don't want to lose, high sound. People are saying sound. Yeah, Aldi says, I reckon it was his best performance on the slot so far. The energy, I loved it. High sound for me. I think that's fair. Because there's got to be more to come. So I'll put him in the high sound for that reason. High sound, because there's got to be more to come from Morrow. But I do, that comment from Abdu there is 100% spot on. That has definitely been Andrew Robertson's best game and best performance in this slot system so far to date. The man next to him, the mountain, the Colossus, Virgil van Dijk, the captain, El Gaffer, my guy. Incredible performance again. He was brilliant in midweek. He's been brilliant again here today. I thought some of his blocking, especially on that near post, he references it so much in the watch along. He does that like nobody. It's second to none. The way that he does it, he's an absolute freak in terms of his reading of the game. I felt again having that air of confidence from the back once we grew into the game and once Liverpool were really able to put their authority into the match. All stems from his leadership qualities and his ability. And I think that's what I've been hoping for more. The same way I had that, not criticism, yeah, again, it was criticism of Díaz. I wanted the output. I wanted more captain's performances from Virgil van Dijk this season. I wanted him to really make this captaincy and this team his own. You know, he had a year of taking over from Henderson and transitioning a couple of these lads and new additions and all the rest of it, but they know what to expect with him. They know his high standards now over the last 12 months. They know simply when it's not been good enough, and I genuinely think he is starting to, especially in midweek with the big contribution of obviously getting us back in front against Milan. But again, I thought today defensively we was resolute, and even when Bournemouth were fancying it and they kept going up until the 90th minute, he kept our defensive line honest. He kept them in the game. The first time Trent hasn't been subbed off as well as a right back or moved or anything like that. The back five started and ended the game as a unit, defended and worked hard together as a unit, and I think Verge is definitely in and amongst. And again, the bosses, he is the boss. Another one I think everybody unanimously can all agree, Canate today was absolutely incredible. He does the firefighting, he gets us an assist for Díaz, he gets us on his way. He is in an argument, or not even an argument, he is in contention for man of the match without a shadow of a doubt. His best performance of the season as well for me so far, and he did score midweek. Maybe again his confidence is up at the minute, but even that ball, if he's got it in his locker, which I don't think that's natural. I think it's an area of an improvement for him, and an area where he will slowly improve, hopefully, the more that responsibility is given to him. But playing that ball forward, not necessarily having to break the lines with the short passes into feet, but spraying those balls over the top, getting us on the front foot, driving out of defence sometimes, like we used to see with Matip, like we can see with Jarell Quansah. If he can add a little bit more of that to his game, what he does with his physicality, his combative efforts, and the way that he is so prepared to put his body on the line like a good old-fashioned defender, getting in and amongst it. He's not afraid to get his kit dirty. He's not afraid to stick it on a player as well. I thought he was absolutely brilliant today. It was, yeah, everyone, Big Ibu bossing it. Yeah, it is incredible boss. He's solid. Canate on fire, a real boss. Who else? Yeah, could get his head on an asteroid. I had to sit back and think how good he is. Boss. I feel like boss is a little bit of an understatement. Boss defence, and he's got the assist. People are already giving him shouts for man of the match. He is up there for me as the guy. He is that guy. He is the real deal. Man like Trent, the scouser in our team. Again, I'd say he had a quiet 20, 23, 24, yeah, 23 to 26 minutes. Not overly involved. A lot of the build-up play up until that point was coming down the left-hand side. There was a lot of space to expose. There was a few opportunities where he was really high and wide to create as much space as possible, give us a lot of width. He was asking for the ball. It didn't quite make it over to him quick enough. I thought positionally he was really good today. I don't think there was many opportunities where he was exposed defensively or picked apart. And then he set us on our way for the second goal, and again it's another assist, another tally, another tick next to his name in terms of his output and what he offers this side. So important to everything that we do. I thought he was sound today. Again, I'd kind of go with where I went with Robertson. I don't think he over-excelled or did anything overly spectacular. Obviously he does get the assist, might edge it a little bit higher than Robertson in that respect, but I just think his passing again is incredible. Some of the 1-2s, some of the passing lanes, and again it was just, again, the fullback fullback performances today were classic fullback performances from what we've seen from these over the years. They were both very rounded performances, and we've seen the best of what they can both do, and he wasn't exposed for any of the frailties that people have tried to level against them over the course of the last 2-3 years, really. I genuinely thought that both of those, the whole back line as a whole, as a unit, incredible, above boss. But individually, I think, yeah, centre-halves definitely ran it. Goalkeeper was incredible instincts, but these two as the full-backs, you couldn't really fault them. I thought he was incredible today. Moving into midfield, which way do I want to go? I'll go Maka first. Again, another performance, another 90 minutes under his belt. There's a lot of running round, there's a lot of the high press, there's a lot of the interceptions high up the field and gets Liverpool the back and winning the ball back. Again, I felt like he's been a little bit quiet in this slot system so far. He hasn't really had moments or individual moments where he's been able to stand out and really impress anybody. But in terms of his functionality and what he's able to offer into this team of just keeping everything ticking over, there was one pass that was unbelievable. It was delicious. I think he set Salah on his way with it, if I'm not mistaken. The ball just kind of bounces on the half volley and he just fizzes it and sprays it into his path. It was an early opportunity there for Liverpool, and he's got that in his locker. He has got that creative ability to just thread the ball and create a pinpoint pass when the time he calls for it. I thought McAllister was sound today. I don't think he did anything out of this world, but I will go to the chat. Let's see what the chat say. We'll assess it, we'll round it up, we'll round it down, and we will come to a conclusion. Yes, says he was boss. He gave away like 3 passes. Love the smile of McAllister on your plate. High sound. Toby says, love boss McAllister. Ashley Jewell says was sound. Mad says he's proved massively in defensive duels under slot. Chris says he was quality. Ali says Macca's always boss. Ahmed says high sound, great tackle in the second half. Okay. I'm feeling it. Okay. Yeah, so tenacious. He's been playing a lot, and he's been more of a facilitator for Ryan and Szoboszlai. So a high sound. I was going to go with high sound. That would have been where I would have taken Maka. I would have had him sitting there in the high sound region doing what he does. Still think there's room for improvement. Still think there are going to be standout moments for him in this season. Still think he's going to add some extra bits of quality to his game to make us even more fluid than what we've been so far. But everything that I'm seeing from him up to now has been really good, and I am really impressed with him. Again, I think it was probably one of his better performances under this new slot regime. Just can't get enough of this kid at the minute. Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just don't even say boss. Just throw me some fire in the chat right now. That's all I need to see. If you agree that he was brilliant, just put fire in the chat. I don't need to see the word boss, because that is the only way. This guy is on fire at the minute. He is absolutely killing it. I keep likening him to a young Yaya Toure, and not only just in the stature, but it's the way they can just glide with the ball. He can make up 10 to 15 yards, couple of strides, and he's left 3 players in his wake. The way that he does it is incredible at times. I can see them. Yeah, you agree. We all agree. Then there's just fire in the chat. The chat is on fire because this kid is that guy. Like, I think everybody envisioned a Fabinho archetype or a Rodri archetype or a Declan Rice archetype is that 6-figure and that individual. Nobody's seen this silky, gliding, shielding, he'll just shield an area, he'll shield people away from the ball, 2 touches, and the instruction is so fucking clear from Arne Slot. You get the ball, you make that yard of space for yourself, yard, 2 yards, head up, play the ball forward. As a 6, do you know how important that is to be able to get the team on the front foot? Because what we have and had in Endo and McAllister when we played that role is they get the ball, they get the foot on it, they turn, they twist, and it goes sideways. Just to keep Liverpool ticking over, just to keep possession of the ball. He's not asked about possession, he's asked about getting Liverpool on the front foot. He's asked about getting Liverpool playing further up the field, and he has got the ability to do it. Steve mentioned it in the watch-along. He's got that ability to just drop a shoulder and just leave a man, and he's just done it. It's Thiago-esque, but he has got so much confidence as well. And I think a lot of our players, we're starting to find out, are really confidence players at the minute, and the more that we can support them and give back them, the confidence is just going through the roof. And I think he's come on leaps and bounds. He is by far the most improved player, by far a little hidden gem that we already had that may have just saved us 60, 70 million pound. Who knows? There might still be an addition, an extra set of legs in that midfield come January. They might be a 6, they might just be another 8 of some sort, but he is going some way to solving the problem of what we need, especially if we're going to play 2. If we're going to play them 2 next to each other, he needed someone next to him last year. Same way he had at Brighton, he had Caicedo next to him. This is another level above that for me. So for me, I'm definitely inclined to throw Gravenberch as high as these other 2 at this particular moment in time. And like everybody said, Gravenberch is him. He is that guy. People are saying he's the second coming of Pogba. All right, let me know then. Because my comparison is Yaya Toure, so I don't know how old everybody is, but I thought Yaya was unbelievable as a player. He single-handedly helped City win the title 13-14 for me. Was majestic as a player. Are you likening him more to Pogba or Yaya Toure? Where is your comparisons going? Let me know, just as your thoughts in the comments. It is what it is. We're splitting hairs. Both players on the day were fantastic, to be fair. Didn't really like the fact that Man U had Pogba. Was happy that Pogba didn't do much in a Man United shirt because Man U was shit. But, yeah. People are saying Yaya Toure is an apt comparison. A couple are saying Yaya was above him. No, he's not like Bellingham. I don't see the Bellingham comparison there. But yeah, just let me know if there's other players as well. Just let me know what your thoughts. But I just see glimpses of a young Yaya Toure in there. And again, that is high praise. And there is still massive amount of games and minutes and time that has to be played before I can rubber stamp that and say it with 100% certainty. But the glimpses are there for me. So yeah, let it be known that the comparisons of Yaya, people seem to agree or like the suggestion anyway. Suppose like difficult couple of weeks. I think he's been blowing hot and cold from that 10 position especially. I think the work rate is exceptional. I think the end product is questionable, but the endeavour is a constant. It's always there with Dominic Szoboszlai, and I think that is really important. He's just got that groove and that knack for it. I do think he's been sound. I didn't think he was that bad in Milan. I think he was less wasteful today on the ball. But again, I think he seems to be more like the genie one further up the pitch by just keeping Liverpool ticking over him, the work rate and everything else, and being that bit of a workhorse. Not really what I expected from him as a 10, if I'm being honest with you. I expected to be more driving with power, shots off at goal, being able to find those cute passes, tight control in and around the box. And maybe one day, or soon enough, that will click and it will all come together. But at the moment, he's doing the hard yards and putting in the shift for the team. I think he was very good. I thought it was decent today. Don't really think anybody put a foot out of line. I'd say he was probably a high sound as well. But if you disagree massively, let me know. Let me know why you disagree. Let me know some of his standout moments. What did I miss? He's dropping. I'm not trying to drop you. Don't worry. Stay there. Yeah, not amazing, not bad. I thought he had a decent day. Sound. He's dropping again. He doesn't even think he was all that. I'll put him higher because I know at some point he's going to drop down. Moving on to the forward lines. Let's go with the lowest hanging fruit in that forward line, and Mohamed Salah, because I think it is quite easy to say that it wasn't his best day. And there's no shame in saying that. He'd probably say that. I think I'm okay to say it. Wasn't overly disappointed. I thought he worked hard. I thought he was still trying to be creative. I thought he still tried to feed people in. He does get the assist for Núñez. So again, stats-wise, Salah's still there in and amongst it. If you're on your FPL, you'll probably still get some decent return from Salah's performance today. But again, I just think some of his shots on goal were a little bit tame. I think his decision-making lacking as well at times. Might be just in his own head a little bit, and that's fine, because Salah will be in his own head for 2 games, and then the next 5 games he's just going to bang goals for fun. So I'm not worried by this performance that, something's off with Salah. It's just one of those. It wasn't his best day in the office, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, he is a little bit selfish. I can definitely take that point on board. Zach Mansfield says it wasn't his best performance. By his own standards, it might have been a Yemessin. I think that's a bit harsh. I think last week, by his own standards, was definitely a Yemessin. I think this week, he'd have said he was sound. If you're asking me, I think Salah would have said quite confidently, I was sound today. I set up a goal. I was a handful. I beat the man a couple of times. I had a few shots, probably could have done better. Man in the middle, big credit. He's taken a lot of flack, particularly from Liverpool fans online. Make of that what you will. It is what it is. Football fans are a very fickle lot. Myself included. I do not exclude myself. I am not better than anybody in that respect. I have my fickle moments too. But one thing I've always said is I really rate Darwin Núñez just as a footballer, because I know how much it means to him. To come from where he's come from, to fight through whatever adversity he's had to deal with in his life, to make it and break it in the English Premier League, to score. He scores all different types of goals. He can score with his head, he can score with his left, he can score with his right, he can score cute flick goals. We've seen it against the best team in the world. He's an anomaly, he's a freak, he is an enigma in a lot of senses, but he's an ever-present, and he will continually put in that graft for the team. I think some of his defensive work today was unbelievable. He had no right to be defending for his life. He was doing Bobby-type shit. He's not a Bobby-type player. Obviously, the link-up from the defensive lines and phases of the pitch aren't in the same way, but putting his body on the line, getting in amongst it, popping up in defensive positions to help out his team, battling, being a true warrior. That's just what he's got about him. He's got that energy. He's got that energy to burn. And then when he gets his opportunity on the break on the other end, he makes it for himself. Yeah, Salah will go down and get the assist, but he makes that goal himself. Make no mistake about it. That hard work, the little turn, the little drop inside of the shoulder, and then just letting off that shot with his left foot. I just say he's boss for the celebration alone, but I'm going to give him that today. First real opportunity he's had under Arne Slot, and he's left a very good impression, and it makes it hard to then drop him when his counterpart in Diogo Jota hasn't really been firing on all cylinders so far this season. For me, Darwin Núñez really stepped up today, and I thought his performance was boss. This guy, everybody knows I have been one of Luis Díaz's biggest, critics at times. I have, because he's frustrated the life out of me. I've seen what he should be doing before he sees what he should be doing on the pitch. I've been shouting at this game, do this, do that, drop your shoulder. I've been shouting, watching him, and just thinking, this is what you need to be doing. You need to get it in the box, or you need to shoot. And he's just frustrated me time and time again, because he's got all of it. He's got all of the tools in his toolbox, and it's just about dispatching and the execution sometimes with him. But so far this season, the form that he's been playing has been world-class form. Make no mistake about it. He has been in world-class form so far this season. It's been brilliant. The only dip in his performance is when he's been away on an international duty and come back and everybody was shit to a man. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. A lot of people will turn around and say he's man of the match. He scores a brace. The second or the first goal, takes it down on his knee, leaves Kepa in no man's land, leaves him for dead, and then slots it past the man on the line. Brilliant. And then to score 2 minutes later, be set up, teed up, calm as composed as you like, on your favourite left-hand side. Incredible. Luis Díaz has been a monster, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I just need you to agree with me by throwing some flames in the chat. There's been a couple of people that have flamed up the chat so far today. I don't need you to tell me he was boss. I watched the game as well. He was sick. He was incredible. So he's going to go up there. But if you rate it, if you're feeling it, show me some fire. All right, say less. Boom. There's the 11. Let's move on to Gakpo, Jones, and I will spend a minute talking about what's going on with Keita. Boy, that magnet's strong, boy. Sorry about that. Cody Gakpo, again, I think he was sound. Came on. That's the difficult thing. You play so well in midweek start, and then you're coming back off the bench. It is difficult to kind of get back into the rhythm of things, and there's no shame in that. I thought Gakpo was absolutely fine today when he came on. He looked threatening. He almost set up a shot as an opportunity as well. He has a shot that gets charged down and blocked. Don't really put a foot wrong. I think the same with Curtis Jones, if I'm being honest with you. Very interesting. He comes on for Dominic Szoboszlai, does really well, keeps the ball, gets into that tight spaces again. He's another one that when he's in those tight spaces, the way that he operates in, he's so hard to dispossess from the ball. It's incredible. I think his decision making is only going to get better over time as well. I think that's really the important thing that he has to work on this season. It's going to have to be those decisions, when to release the ball. Again, he's very unlucky. His shot gets blocked to make it 4-0. But I thought it was another sound performance, especially from two lads coming in off the bench there. You'd be hard pressed unless you did much more to get higher marks than that. This guy is going to be interesting. He's going to be interesting. He looks like he's got it. He's very unlucky. He hits the post. Might have been ruled off for offside, but at the time of striking the ball, we wasn't to know. He looked like he was going to be a handful. Came on, played through the middle for probably about 10 minutes and then ended up on the right-hand side for the last couple of minutes. It was just nice to see, again, another reason for the Anfield faithful to get G'd up and feel confident seeing new additions in this squad, new firepower, additions, extra legs, fresh legs, and a lad that plays footy with a smile on his face as well. It's always brilliant to see. Really enjoyed Chiesa's performance today. And I just think, yeah, if we can get more minutes, maybe we'll see him in midweek against West Ham. West Ham didn't have the best performance today against Chelsea, so they'll be wanting to recover and bounce back. But again, if we've got too much quality, if we can bring players like that into the mix, get him a fair start for Liverpool, I think we'll be absolutely fine. I'd say he was, for the debut, it's a high sound for me. Very happy with him. Ladies and gentlemen, they're your players. I need one last thing from you today before I sign out, or two things. Take it back, I need two things. After you've watched this, please do go over to redmentv.com. Sign up. You've got a free promotion there for 1 month. Sign up as a club member there, as a club captain, and get yourselves 1 month's free content of Redmen Plus. Fill your boots with all of that content there using the code LFC. Nice and straightforward. It's there for you guys for being fantastic all afternoon, sticking with us, enjoying the content, enjoying what we do, sharing and love and being involved in the community. So fill your boots, make the most of it. The offer ends on the 30th of September at midnight, so make sure you make the most of this promotion while it's there. And then finally, let us know your man of the match right now as well, please. Because I'm going to read a couple of those out. Peanut Butter said, I would love to see Chiesa playing right wing. Curtis should have been high sound. Ibu for man of the match. Ahmed says for man of the match. I want Grav or Díaz. I'm worried if Real Madrid can't get Rodri. Right, it's a bit soon for that chat, let's be honest. But, you know, has to be Ryan. Díaz man of the match, Ryan man of the match, Díaz, yeah, that's interesting. We'll see. Maybe the midfielder will get a rest. A couple of midfielders might get a rest next week. It might be Endo, it might be Jones, it might just be one of them. Who knows? We will see. Defo Lucho. Okay. I'm going to give it to him, because I probably haven't given him a man of the match very often if I've ever done this show. All of these three, Núñez, give special credit where special credit's due, but these three definitely all could have been man of the match easily today. But the guy that got us the game killed in 2 minutes, out of a 90-minute game, that lad single-handedly killed the game off in 2 minutes on his own and helped Liverpool win it, and then given us an immeasurable amount of control thereafter for these lads to then do their job. He stood up, he grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck. I asked the question, is this system set up for individuals to step up and take the game away from teams? Luis Díaz did that today. So for me, he is my man of the match. These are your player rankings. Liverpool are boss. 3 points on the board. 3-0 against Bournemouth. I've been your host, your boy Errol. This has been Redmen TV, and I can't wait to do it all again in the midweek. Peace.